The Chapel of Impossible Secrets. Hidden in the stone bones of a 15th century Scottish chapel are carvings so strange, so impossible, that some believe they unlock secrets guarded since the fall of Jerusalem. Native American corn, centuries before Columbus. Musical cubes that may carry a forgotten melody. A sealed vault that could hold the Holy Grail. This is Rosslyn Chapel, and it may have been built not to worship God, but to hide the final treasure of the Knights Templar. Completed in 1446 by William Sinclair, Roslin defies every expectation of a Christian church. Pagan green men leer from the walls, angels play bagpipes, and above the arches are more than 200 stone cubes, each etched with strange symbols. Some say they encode a lost hymn, others suspect something darker. The Knights Templar were officially disbanded in 1312. Their leaders were interrogated and burned, their assets seized. The order had grown too powerful, too rich, and too independent of both church and crown. King Philip IV of France, deeply in debt to the Templars, conspired with Pope Clement V to destroy them. On Friday, October 13, 1307, Templars across France were arrested en masse and accused of heresy and idolatry. But according to their records, 18 Templar ships vanished from La Rochelle just before the arrests. Some say they fled to Scotland, beyond the Pope's reach. There, they may have aided the excommunicated King Robert the Bruce at the Battle of Bannockburn, before vanishing into legend, or into Roslin. One carving near a chapel window appears to show maize, a crop native only to the Americas. But Roslin was completed nearly 50 years before Columbus set sail. Some believe Prince Henry Sinclair, William's ancestor and a descendant of the Templar exiles, voyaged west in 1398 and returned with knowledge of a new world, and perhaps something else. Supporters point to other carvings that may depict aloe and cacti, plants unknown in medieval Europe. Botanists call it coincidence. Believers call it proof. Then there's the music. In 2005, Thomas and Stuart Mitchell claimed the chapel's 213 cubes form a secret composition, a hymn carved in stone, known as the Roslin Motet. But was it just music, or a cipher meant to unlock what lies beneath? Some say that under the apprentice pillar is a sealed vault, a hidden crypt, untouched for centuries. Inside, lost Templar documents, relics from Solomon's Temple, or the Holy Grail itself. A final theory dares to suggest the chapel hides a truth so dangerous it could have gotten its builders killed. Carved in the ceiling, amid floral patterns and honeycomb vaults, is what some believe to be a coded diagram of Earth's axial tilt, 23.5 degrees, and its orbit around the sun. If true, Roslin may have been the first Renaissance structure to whisper the truth of heliocentrism, centuries before the Church would allow it. Whether Rosslyn Chapel is a Templar vault, a pagan codebook, or simply the obsession of conspiracy theorists, one thing is certain: its stones speak. The question is, are we ready to listen? The Templar secret in the rafters. In 1944, as bombs fell across war-torn England, a woman stepped into her garden shed in the quiet village of Templecombe and froze. A face was staring down at her from the ceiling. Not a man, a painting. Life-sized, bearded, solemn, wired flat to the rafters, sealed behind layers of plaster and cobwebs, as if someone, centuries ago, had tried to bury it forever. What she uncovered would ignite one of the strangest medieval mysteries of the 20th century, linked to the Knights Templar, the Shroud of Turin, and a vanished chapel just steps away. And it was almost destroyed, scrubbed in a bathtub before anyone realized what it might be. This is the Templecombe head, and it has a chilling secret. Molly Drew hadn't gone out looking for relics, just firewood. The panel she discovered was nearly 5 feet wide, made of thick oak planks, with hinges and a keyhole. It took a workman to pry it down. The colors were vivid: reds, blues, gold stars twinkling behind the figure. There were no signs of utility, no soot, no structural wear. This wasn't forgotten, it was hidden. Just 100 yards away stood the crumbling ruins of the Templecombe Preceptory, founded by the Knights Templar in 1185. This wasn't just a chapel, it was a training ground for warriors preparing to sail to the Holy Land. When the Templars were arrested in 1307, many of their sacred relics vanished. Carbon dating places the Templecombe panel between 1280 and 1440, right in the window. So what does the image show? Some say it's Christ. Others claim John the Baptist. But decades later, Duke University's Alan Wanger compared it to the Shroud of Turin and found 125 matching points, more than used in fingerprint ID. Could this have been a copy, created by the Templars while secretly guarding the shroud? The theory isn't far-fetched. A cloth many crusaders believed to be Christ's shroud vanished from Constantinople after the city was sacked in 1204. It then disappears from the record, some say spirited away by the Knights Templar, only to surface more than a century later, long after the order's fall. Trial transcripts preserved in the Vatican archives describe an initiation in 1287 where a Templar recruit was shown, quote, a long linen cloth bearing the image of a man and ordered to venerate it by kissing the feet. The panel's dimensions match the size needed to store the shroud, folded in 8. The fleur-de-lis and four-leaf motifs match Templar iconography. Some believe the face was painted on the lid of a chest, so knights could venerate the image without exposing the real relic inside. But only the lid has ever been found. And the image we see today, faded and missing key details. The local rector took it home after its discovery and cleaned it with household detergent. Only one black and white photo of its original condition survives, snapped in secret before the damage was done. Now, the Templecombe panel hangs silently in the nave of St. Mary's Church. No one knows who hid it or why. But someone, long ago, tried very hard to make sure this face was never seen again. And somewhere, the rest of that chest might still be waiting. A code carved in stone. In the shadowed tower of a French castle, carved into the limestone by trembling hands, lies a desperate message, a crucifix, a burning heart, and a plea. Je requiers à Dieu pardon. I ask God for forgiveness. Who carved these images into the prison wall of the Coudray Tower at Château de Chinon? Were these the final words of the last Templars, or the first clues to a forgotten treasure? On Friday, the 13th of October, 1307, the French crown turned against its warrior monks. By royal order, nearly every Knight Templar in the kingdom was arrested. Among the captured was Jacques de Molay, Grand Master of the Templars. He and 4 senior brothers were promised an audience with the Pope, but were instead diverted to a remote castle tower in the Loire Valley. They never left. Inside that tower, scratched deep into the stone, were strange carvings. Crucifixions, lances, a flaming heart. The name Molay, spelled M-O-L-E, possibly Molay himself, and that haunting plea for divine pardon. For centuries, these were dismissed as graffiti. But in 2001, a Vatican archivist uncovered a lost document, the Chinon parchment. Hidden for 700 years, it reveals that Pope Clement V had absolved Molay and the others while they were hidden inside the Coudray Tower. So why were they still burned at the stake? That mystery gave rise to a legend, that the carvings are more than prayers, that they're a cipher, a code left behind by men who knew they were running out of time. One symbol stands out, a geometric figure of 3 concentric squares, known as the Triple Enclosure. It appears not just at Chinon, but across former Templar sites in Europe. No one agrees on what it means. Some believe it's a map, others a design for a fortress. A few think it's a secret language, known only to initiated brothers. Historians remain skeptical. The tower held many prisoners across the centuries. Soldiers, Huguenots, even Joan of Arc, though she stayed there under protection rather than as a true captive. But the depth of the carvings, their medieval style, and the alignment with 1308 suggests something older, something intentional. Today, visitors walk beneath the same archway the Templars once passed, Some see nothing more than the scratchings of condemned men. Others see a message hidden in plain sight, a secret left in stone, waiting to be read. The Ghost Fleet. On the night of October 12, 1307, just hours before King Philip IV launched his surprise purge, 18 ships slipped out of the harbor at La Rochelle under cover of darkness. By morning, the Knights Templar were being dragged from their beds across France. But the ships, never seen again. No wreckage, no logs, no known destination. And if the stories are true, they weren't empty. They carried the lost treasure of the Knights Templar and the last secrets of an order too powerful to control. For over a century, the Templars had dominated both battlefields and banking halls, and some say their ships dominated the sea. They'd fought at Damietta, ferried pilgrims to the Holy Land. Their prized vessel, the Falcon, rescued civilians from Acre as the last Crusader city fell. Officially, their fleet was modest, hired transport, nothing built for war. But records from Templar commanderies tell a different story. Ships commissioned in Venice and Genoa, cargoes full of weapons, even rumors of a flagship with an armored deck and fireproof hull. Then, in June 1308, a tortured Templar named Jean de Chalon dropped a bombshell. He heard it said that Brother Gerard de Villiers fled with 50 horses and 18 galleys, vanishing at sea with the order's entire treasury. One line, one second-hand rumor. But it ignited centuries of speculation. A secret fleet, a vanished treasure, an order reborn in exile. Some claim the ships reached Scotland. Others say they crossed the Atlantic centuries before Columbus. Most historians dismiss it. Jean's testimony was hearsay. No other Templar ever mentioned a fleet. But the timing is suspicious. La Rochelle was a major Templar port, tax-exempt by royal charter, and used to move weapons, wine, and even slaves. Yet when the arrests began, not a single ship was found. No inventories, no manifests, nothing. Did the fleet vanish, or did it simply go dark? Some believe it was absorbed into privateers and pirate crews, seeking revenge against the Pope and King. So what really happened that night? Did the Templars sail to safety, or did the fleet never exist at all? We may never know, but one thing is certain. The treasure was never found, the ships never returned, and the mystery still sails. They never fell. In 1804, a strange document surfaced, written in a cryptic cipher of crosses, passed through generations of hidden hands. It claimed the Knights Templar never died. Instead, they went underground. And this was their proof. Known as the Laminius Charter, it was allegedly written in 1324 by Jean-Marc Laminius, a Templar knight entrusted by the dying Grand Master Jacques de Molay to carry on the secret leadership of the order. The charter named 22 hidden successors, stretching into the 19th century, ending with Bernard Raymond Fabre Palaprat, the man who revealed it to the world. But from the moment of its unveiling, the charter sparked a war of rumors. Was it an ancient relic of underground Templars, or an elaborate hoax created to revive their name? The document itself is shrouded in mystery. Written in coded Latin, using a cipher based on a Templar cross embedded within a Hospitalier cross, the charter tells of secret assemblies, forbidden signs, and a brotherhood hiding in plain sight. One passage condemns the Order of St. John, a rival military group that absorbed stolen Templar assets as spoliators. It claimed the Templars had created hidden signs to identify their true heirs. Critics long dismissed the charter as a forgery. They pointed to its smooth Latin and missing signatures. But a century later, scholar Fred Crowe re-examined it and found something strange. The charter's script contained misspellings, medieval quirks, and aging ink from different centuries. Even illiterate signers, like the fan Bertrand du Guesclin, appeared to have signed with a mark, not a name. Errors that seemed too human to fake. And in more recently discovered documents, A man named Jean Marc was recorded as administrator of the Paris Temple House under the control of the Order of St. John in 1340. He was noted as being, quote, once of the temple. Some believe this was Laminius himself, hidden in the very shadow of his enemies. And just 2 years after the charter's supposed creation, a papal decree from Avignon condemned secret brotherhoods that dressed alike, used coded signs, and pledged loyalty to their masters. Was the Pope responding to something he had seen? Today, the Laminius Charter is locked away in a London vault, its secrets still debated. But if it is a forgery, why does it echo so loudly through real history? And if it's not, then the Templars never fell. They vanished, and they may still be watching. All these legends point to the Templars hiding something world-changing. What do you think their ultimate secret was? Let me know in the comments. As always, thank you for watching Dark 5. Like and subscribe to continue exploring the greatest mysteries of this world and beyond.